We're getting straight into it. We're doing WrestleMania 41 predictions. Let's go. Night 1. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I see Jade Cargill honestly taking the W here because if I'm being honest, Naomi, I think a loss here would not be would be a way, but I wouldn't think she would lose by pinfall, but rather by like trying to cheat means and then losing to that. I mean, I don't want this to end in a disqualification because that would suck. But I obviously see Jade Cargill taking her vengeance in that sort of way. So Jade Cargill for me. And we have Rey Mysterio versus El Gran Americano. I obviously see El Gran Americano taking the win here because I think, you know, El Gran Americano is just too good, you know what I mean? I think this type of luchador is unmatched for Rey, and I don't think Rey's gonna be ready for it. And plus, I think this should have been a mask versus mask match, but you know, I think that they're saving that stipulation for like later down the rivalry. But I see El Grande Americano taking the victory in this one. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. This match is honestly hopefully going to be, I would want to say, the best showings out of the both of them because I know with both of them are very talented. But I think I may see Jacob taking the win here because as much as I would like LA Knight to have a more gracious reign that doesn't have like a random title change with a Japanese man, I think I'm seeing Jacob winning here because honestly, I think Jacob deserves it. I mean, the man has been doing well for himself, and honestly, I kind of would find it exciting to see him, you know, be one of the Bloodline members to have like a proper solo run in the actual faction, and I wonder how that's gonna pair out because this would like form him into his own guy, his own person, who he is without the faction at his side. But I see Jacob taking the win here on this one. We have the New Day versus the Royal Raiders for the Raw Tag Team Championships, and I think that the Raw Raiders are gonna have to retain here because I think the New Day, as much as I love their old Raw Tag Team, reign for what it was way back when, the War Raiders are they're getting started on the run, and honestly, I just think the New Day as a heel faction, I can see them gain the Tag Team's Championship soon, but I think the Raw Raiders are obviously gonna outpower them until, you know, they eventually drop it to the new team. Whatever. War Raiders for the win. Next, we have Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. And man, this is a controversial feud at the very least, but it's controversial for all the right reasons. And this was almost bad, but now we are more invested. And I'm gonna be honest, I see Charlotte taking this, and I know that's very, very controversial as well, but honestly, Tiffy to me, she just doesn't seem that serious, and I think Charlotte winning here would just put more of a humblability on Tiffany for a sec, because it will make her realize that she isn't all that she says she is, and that maybe she needs to go back and get more serious. And I think that would be good for her character and her all-around state as a performer. Charlotte should be taking this match for the victory, becoming the new Smackdown Women's Champion. Jey Uso versus Gunther. My God, I can't remember. I almost believe this feud was dead. And you know, guess who saved it? The person who is not even in this match. I honestly think Gunther winning here would be the best, not the best option, but would be the option that I would think would be the most accurate to me, because he's already won before, but it's starting to lean on Jay just a bit for me because after those promos, I'm starting to be a believer in him. But I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna have to take Gunther because I think as much as Jay isn't afraid, I do not think he has what it takes to unleash that dog within him, inner dog within him. And Gunther does know what it's like to perform on a big stage for a singles championship. And I don't know if Jay's ready to handle those accolades just quite yet. Because after, if Jay does win, who will he face at all? Like after the next day, who is going to have a feud with? So I think Gunther is going to be the reasonable choice because Gunther, I think he still has a little bit of heat with Jimmy, and I'm going to be honest, Jimmy should be the next one for the title shot right after Jay has his, well, I'm predicting his L, but yeah. I see Gunther taking this. And we have the main event for night 1. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. And I'm going to be honest, this match, I do not have a single complaint of who wins this. Because if I'm being honest, from all sides, I don't mind either any man winning this. I can see Punk winning it. I can see Roman winning it. I can see Seth winning it. But for now, I'm gonna have to go with Punk here because the reason why I say Punk is because Punk to me is needed this win because I think after this triple threat match, one of these two is definitely going for that World Heavyweight Championship. And I think it makes the most sense for it to be Punk because Punk is owed that from his Hell in a Cell with Drew McIntyre, and that match slapped, by the way. I think I want to see Punk go on another run with the belt. As much as I like to see Roman and Seth get another heavyweight championship added to their accolades, I just think Punk needs to be having at least one more reign while we still have him around. So yeah, I see Punk taking this one. Night 2. We have AJ Styles and Logan Paul. I see AJ taking this one because as much as he has been absolutely getting the big slap out of him, I think AJ to me is going to be one of those performers that we won't have around. So I think he deserves this win. Oh yeah, I do see him getting this win over Paul because Logan has been taking recently a lot of L's, and I think this one should be a humbling experience for him to know that he isn't all that as much as he claims he is. Damian Priest taking on Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. This should be Damian's win here because Damian, I think, as much as I don't like Drew being diminished down from that all-timer best Hell in a Cell match to, opening the show, but I do see Damian taking the win on this one. The Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way, I have Braun Breaker, Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor. I'd honestly see both of them, both Dom and Finn, having a counter argument, so I see Braun retaining for this one. He would get the win off of distractions from both of them arguing, and I see Dominic taking the pin, so Braun Breaker retains. Next, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. Liv Raquel taking on Bayley and Valkyria, and I'm going to be honest, I think the women's, I honestly forgot about this match. Liv and Raquel retaining in this one because simply it would be pointless for them to lose the championships at Mania, even though they just won them on however many weeks it was from the Raw when they won it. So I do see those two winning in the end. The Women's World Championship triple threat. My God, I think this was so unnecessary in my opinion because it honestly should have been just Bianca and Io. I'm not saying I don't like Rhea Ripley, but I'm just saying that, she lost clean. So I think she should wait for her title rematch down the line. But who cares? I'm not creative. So I think I see Io retaining easily over Rhea taking the pin on this one, because I think as much as he's being overlooked in this feud, I think that just means he's just going to absolutely kick ass. And like, both of these two don't need a women's world championship at the moment, because I think what will happen is Naomi will get involved in this match some way, somehow, because I do not believe for a second that she would not be still pissed off at Bianca Belair for just leaving her there, and that's the end of the feud. So I think that's gonna happen, and I see Rhea taking the pin on this one, and Io Sky retaining her World Heavyweight Championship, baby. And the main event of night 2, Cody Rhodes taking on the heeless John Cena. And I'm gonna also say for this match, I am absolutely fine with any one of these two winning, because for John, it can mean a whole other heel run that he entirely deserves. And Cody Rhodes, who still has a lot of feuds to continue the championship with, and I would be happy with that. But honestly, I see John winning in the end, because I think as much as the Cody Rhodes reign kinda was not all it was desired to be, I think this final match would put a stamp on the John Cena heel run that we all had, because we all know that WrestleMania is not his final pay-per-view. And if he can hold around that championship and do it well, take notes, Jon Moxley, I think it could be something so beautiful and so heelessly done, it could be cemented in his legacy forever. And I think that would be great for his last run. And man, I just feel like I was just a kid watching him. But yeah, I see John being the new WWE champion. And let me know your thoughts on what your predictions are and how you see it going. But until then, check out my videos, and STARZ Unite.